too. Let's take you to the fire grounds now. Meryl Swanson is member for Paterson and has been having a look around and helping out locals after that fire around Abermain over the weekend. Meryl Swanson, good morning.
Good morning, Paul. How are you?
I'm very well. What have you seen?
Oh, look, just incredible scenes, and speaking to lots of people over the last few days, in fact, lots of elderly people as well, some in their 90s, saying they've not seen anything like it for decades in our part of the world. So lots of charred, blackened area and lots of people who were very, very lucky not to lose their homes. And I think that is the incredible thing. The fire just moved so quickly and had such ferocity. But all the people that are from fire brigades and who know more about fires than me are saying that it was what they call greater than the 10th alarm, which means that they pull in every piece of equipment, every fire truck, all the planes and helicopters. And we had people coming from Sydney. There were crews from outer metropolitan areas in Sydney, metropolitan north, and I think there are hundreds and hundreds of firefighters. I think we fed about between 400 and 500 firefighters on a constant rotation on Thursday night with the help of Kurri Kurri Rotary. Paul Hughes and his crew at Kurri Rotary just did an amazing job. And, places like Coles just opened the door and said to Kurri Rotary, take all the sausages you need and the hot bread shop. And so the community really pulled together. But we did lose 5 homes. 11 were damaged, and sadly, Brian Teasdale over at Weston lost his tyre shop, and Teasdale's Tyres has been around forever. They've got 7 employees. So just before Christmas, really, really difficult. And there are people who have, with children who have lost their homes and lost everything just before Christmas. So we were very lucky on the whole in the area that there was no one injured or, thankfully no lives were lost. And I think that's the big thing. Like so many people, Paul, just saying to me, oh, how lucky were we, and so even though there's been a lot of devastation, on the whole, community pulled together. And we were very fortunate.
Yeah. It was just extraordinary. I was doing the emergency broadcasting on Thursday afternoon and just watching that fire ground just spread from Abermain, spreading east towards Kurri Kurri. Really concerning. What is that cleanup and recovery looking like now?
Yeah, look, I have to also say, Ausgrid and the energy providers have all been out on the ground repairing lines and fixing, and that's probably the biggest thing, just to get the power back on as quickly as you can, and then going through and looking at other infrastructure that may have been damaged and just doing all of that backup work that, the cleanup work that comes along afterwards. So, and of course, there'll be people for example, over in the avenues near Weston, Appleton Avenue around there, beautiful old gentleman who's living in a little miner's cottage. And he said, I think my house will have to be bulldozed, Meryl. It didn't burn to the ground, but there's so much, damage, smoke and water damage, and your heart just goes out to people in those situations. But on the whole, I think people were very grateful. Look, the other thing is the hospital. The miners funded that hospital back in the day, and there was the Masonic Village. I called in to see Pam and her crew on Friday morning, and they couldn't evacuate those oldies out of there, and so the fireys just swept in, and they put themselves between the home, the retirement, where people are living, aged care. Sorry, it's an aged care facility, and they fought those flames back to save those lives and save that hospital. Now that's pretty incredible. And when those men and women were coming through on Thursday night, their faces, like you could just see they battled this monster. They were red. Some of them looked burnt. They were blackened. And they were so, they just kept saying, oh, thank you, for a sausage sandwich, for goodness sake, and some fresh orange and a few super dupers, and we were saying, please don't thank us, just thank you, you've saved our town,
Yeah.
So it's that it's that beautiful story of community and humans being, brave and doing things for each other. And look, there is a place where people can donate through Rotary, which I think, is a good thing if people do want to help out some of those families that have lost everything just before Christmas. It's the official Rotary. I think it's RAWC, which is the Rotary donation. If you just, my Facebook page has got a link to it, but, people are extraordinary. They're very kind and very brave and very stoic as well. I think, that's a bit Kurri, isn't it? And I can just imagine there were so many people going, oh, don't worry about me, love, I'll be right, while they're fighting the flames with the garden hose, So pretty remarkable, really, that we got out of it as easily as we did, but it's still been very difficult for a lot of people.
Sure. Meryl Swanson, thank you for your time.
Good on you, Paul. Thank you. All the best.
Meryl Swanson, member for Paterson, who spent some time with those fire-affected communities over the weekend. Of course, Abermain, and then, of course, the fire that went towards West Wallsend as well. Sadly, most